smell French toast. Welcome back to Arizona Business Spotlight. I'm Helen Gibson here on Verde Valley TV. Joining me in studio right now is the head chef and owner of Bistro, John Teah. John, welcome.
Thank you.
I wish I could reach across and shake your hand, but I'll just wave at you. You know, earlier we just talked with Hayden Seals, president of Tri-City Computers, and he came from Trinidad. Now we're journeying across the Atlantic to Africa on your journey and story. Now, how does Africa connect with Bistro and Camp Verde?
Well, I'm originally from Liberia.
Liberia?
Yes, in West Africa. And I came here because there was a war going on in my country. So I came as a refugee. And I did make a stop in San Diego for a couple of years. And then I moved out here to Arizona.
And that was more than just a little stop in San Diego because you worked at?
Well, in San Diego.
That little teeny hotel restaurant chain.
I work at a lot of places in San Diego. One of the places I work was the Marine Room in La Jolla. I also work at Rancho Bernardo Inn in Rancho Bernardo. And out here in Phoenix, I work at Arizona Biltmore.
Arizona Biltmore, so that's some 4 or 5 stars right there.
Yes.
That gives a lot of credibility. I'm looking over at your chef uniform, and it says American Culinary Federation. It looks very fancy and very important.
Thank you.
Well, John, you know, I love to talk about the journey and the process because a lot of people watching today have an idea. They want to start a business, and right now the economy's booming, and this is a great time for someone, an entrepreneur, innovator, to open a business. But you told me earlier in a break that it took you 8 years. So let's talk about the process a little bit, just to manage expectations for people that are thinking, all right, I have this idea, and tomorrow I'm going to open up a JT Bistro.
Well, I would let them know that it takes time. You know, when I first came to America, I never thought of being a chef, but I got a job in a restaurant as a dishwasher. And one day I told the chef I wanted to cook, so he's like, okay, I'll move you in the kitchen. So that's when I started cooking. And when I started cooking, I fell in love with it, and I wanted to open my restaurant someday, you know, but I knew it wasn't going to take 1 year, 2 years. It took me 8 years, you know, so. 8
years. And what I hear in that, it's a hero's journey to come all the way from a foreign land to a new home, and welcome. We're glad that you're here because I've eaten at Bistro and French toast. You got to get that for breakfast. It's delicious. So then a mentor. You had a chef that took time to help a dishwasher to find his passion and dream. And a lot of serendipity, I'm hearing that today in all the stories, is that you started off with one thing and then it became something else. So is that part of the process, leaving room for
Yeah, it was part
innovation?
of the process. I always, you know it was going to happen someday. I just didn't know when. So I keep, my plans of opening a restaurant some days. And during the 8 years that I get to opening my restaurant, I had to do a lot of different stuff that all led to Bistro. So it's a long process. A
lot of process and collaboration.
Yes.
And you had some friends that helped you with your building, your storefront in Camp Verde.
Yeah.
And who was that was helping you? We
have
a picture of them. There they are.
That's X is my, I call him my ex. His name is Xavier. He is my chef de cuisine, and the other one is Sean. He is my sous chef. And they, I work with them in other places, so when I decide to open up a restaurant, they follow me, and we all work together as a team.
It takes time and it takes collaboration, it takes friends to be part of a small business. You're also part of different organizations like Local First Arizona. That's where I met you, and you had the mixer at your location and it was packed.
Yes, I was expecting like 40 to 60 people, but we had over 100 people.
They were out the doors.
And it was very nice meeting, local business owners. I met a couple of farmers, and I'm working with to use some of their ingredients in my dishes. So it was a good business mixture.
I heard about that. So not only was the food delicious, but it's healthy. because a lot of organic
Yes.
things going on in there. Again, we're hearing collaboration. So you're working with people in Camp Verde that are growing organic food as part of your process. So they're actually part of your supply line.
Yes, yeah, and it's very. I like to use local ingredients in my cooking because people wants to know where their food is from. So when I tell them, you know, this guy is growing this down the street from the restaurant, they get excited. You know, sometimes they want to go to the farm and see it. So, you know, working together with local farmers is something that I look forward to.
I love that. Local farmers, JT Bistro, it all sounds delicious. We should talk about some of those recipes, don't you think? Coming up, I started to say, no, you need to go taste it, but I'm like going, no, we need to talk about it. So sit tight. Arizona Business Spotlight will be back with John, Teah, and JT Bistro. We're going to be talking about some of those secret recipes. You don't want to go anywhere. Get your pen and paper. Be back in a moment. Welcome back to Arizona Business Spotlight, where I have a new hero. John Teah with JT Bistro came all the way from Liberia to San Diego to Camp Verde. We are so fortunate to have him part of our business community. He's talking about the process, about enjoying what you do, allowing for serendipity in that journey. And now we're going to talk about those delicious recipes right here on Verde Valley TV. John, again, I'm in awe of you. When I look at you, I see what our forefathers had in mind with the American dream. And I believe that you're stirring up in people watching right now the heart of the entrepreneur, of the dreamer, of having that idea and never giving up on it, perseverance. So thank you again. I just applaud you for that. You know, coming from Liberia, like you said, a refugee to our country, and that's what we're passionate about. Our country is all about that pilgrimage and coming over to a new land. So are you living the American dream?
I think I am. Because I would have never thought like one day I would own a restaurant. So owning a restaurant, you know, is something that is very, very dear to me. And to everybody out there, I would tell them the American dream does exist, but you have to work hard. You know, you can't just give up. I've been working towards this for a long time. So if you work hard, you can live the American dream.
There you go. It's a lot of hard work. And part of that hard work is you in the kitchen doing this and this
Yes.
and this.
Yes. I love cooking. Cooking is something that I do every day. I've been having people try to kick me out of the kitchen, and I can't leave the kitchen.
You're like, no.
You know, so.
I love going into JT Bistro because sometimes you're waiting on tables, sometimes bartending, sometimes, you know, being that chef. And I know it's part of the process too, but I think that's so exciting that I can walk into a restaurant and there's the head chef right there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, as a business owner, you have to learn everything about the business, and that's what I try to do. So someday I'll schedule myself in the kitchen, someday I'll just be a bartender, someday I'll be a server. And, you know, you get to meet the customers, you talk to them, you interact with them. So I really love doing it.
So let's talk about the JT Bistro experience. I've been there. It's amazing. Who should come? Everybody.
Yes, everybody.
And you serve breakfast,
lunch, and dinner.
And dinner. So let's talk some about the entrees for dinner. I could smell them coming from the kitchen. What's one of your favorite dishes?
Well, my favorite one is the short ribs, which is a red wine breast short rib for 8 hours. So it's very tender and it melts in your mouth. And that's pretty famous with the locals.
So what other entrees do you have?
I also have the bacon wrapped pork chops that comes with sweet potato mash and Brussels sprouts. And I also have a pork reduction sauce that goes on there.
You had me at sweet potato mash. No, there it is. Oh, that looks so yummy.
You know, pork and sweet potatoes goes together. So I try to do things that, you know, make sense.
And compliments.
Yes.
Again, I love that you went from washing dishes to being this top chef. And are you just cooking meals that you would like to eat? Is that how this is all?
Well, sometimes I try to do what I like to eat, but most of the time I listen to what the people want, because owning a restaurant is not about me. It's about making people happy and giving them what they want. So I'll have people come in and say, why don't you have this on your menu? Why don't you have that on your menu? And I'll think about it, and I would do it, but I'll put my own twist to it.
Yes. Yeah. And that's a key to good business, entrepreneurship, isn't it? Listening.
Yes.
Listening to what the customer wants. And you have listened, because I've seen some of the dishes there. And for those folks that say maybe want more of a vegan meal or a vegetarian, or they're eating light, you have salads as well.
Yes, I do have salad. I have a vegetarian option. I also have a gluten-free option. So I try to do a little for everybody, so everybody can have something.
Lots of options. And my favorite, dessert. Tell us some of the desserts that you have there.
Well, I have the peanut butter cheesecake, which is pretty famous.
I had that at the at the mixer. I had two, I have to say. I'm confessing. They were just little samplers, but I had two.
Yeah, I mean, everybody grew up with peanut butter and jelly, so I thought about that. What can I do with peanut butter that people grew up with? And I was like, oh, I'll just put in a cheesecake and see what happened.
Just like that.
Yeah, and it became famous. Everybody loved it.
Yes. People in Camp Verde love you, John. They love your story. They love JT Bistro. We here in Cottonwood, I know Sedona are watching, and Munns, and a lot of other places on Cable 1, Channel 56, and Suddenlink Channel 2. What would you say to them as far as coming out to the restaurant, birthday parties, events? I know we had the local First Arizona. Can we rent your facility?
Yes, I do a lot of big parties. As a matter of fact, I have one next week for 75 people. So, if you're looking for a place to do a party or catering or wedding or birthday, just, call me. And I can set up something for you.
Call me. Or go to the website. Go to the website. You have to check out JT Bistro.
Yeah, jtbistro.com.
Yeah. Because that's where a lot of the dinners and lunches and breakfasts that you serve and things that are on your menu. You have a menu up there?
Yeah, I have a menu up there. And I do change my menu every 3 months. So I have a new menu coming up this Friday. So it's going to be fun. A lot of new and exciting things coming up.
Are you on social media too?
I am.
So we can find you on Facebook?
Yeah, JT Bistro on Facebook.
And now you're going to have a couple of links for Arizona Business Spotlight, and you be sure to send them to Liberia.
I will.
You never know what family member or friends back there you'll be inspiring, because you really are a champion.
Thanks.
So thank you for what you've done here in our community. And businesses, getting involved with the businesses, that's important as well.
Thanks. And I just wanted to mention that on Fridays I do lobster with live music, and prime rib on Saturday. I also have live music, and Sunday fried chicken.
Sunday fried chicken. It doesn't get much better than that. John, Teah, thank you for joining us here on Arizona Business Spotlight.
Thank you for having me.
What is that purple cow? Stay tuned. We're going to talk about it next on Arizona Business Spotlight with Verde Valley TV.